Mathematically, is it possible for the USA to hyperinflate within 7 years? It's hard to say. Mathematically, it is possible, but it's very rare that it happens to um, reserve currency. So the issue is with that, as bigger political shifts and troubles are happening, there's always a run for the currency that is most trusted. So it will we will see we'll have to see how it plays out, but I believe that there will be a run for the dollar, and that's why I say there might be a short deflationary period before we hyperinflate. um, but also, if you look at some of these countries that are on the edge of the US empire, the edge of the Western empire, and they are failing: Turkey, Lebanon, pick your next one, whatever. And as they are failing, the people in the countries and the countries themselves will look for the center of the empire, what their currency is, and will try to accumulate it. So the empire, the center, has this padding that they can take advantage of that they can inflate internally, and that is still being sucked up by the edges of the empire. So that's why I say, like, kingdoms and countries like Romania fall differently than empires do. Empires fall on the edges first, and it will reach the center, just like in Rome. But up until the last weeks, a lot of people will still be blind to the fact that the empire is falling, and they will be still drinking wine on the top of the rooftops, right? So it's hard to say what will happen in 7 years. But another thing is that right now the monetary system is very different than what was in, like, Rome or in the time of the Soviet fall, right? Right now we they can issue US dollars right into your bank account like that, right? To the thousands. It's just a number. It's just typed out. They don't have to print it. They have no physical barriers. They have no barriers at all. Everything is digitized. With now rolling out CBDCs and that sort of stuff. So it used to be that there would be a run for the currency, right? Now, if we get to CBDCs before hyperinflation might never happen, because they can also suck the money out of your digital wallet, right? So they have complete control over how much you are able to spend. They can shut. So hyperinflation is a run from currency. It's a loss of trust, and you want to spend it, but they can just block. Okay, nobody can spend money on Tuesdays from now on. So they can't stop hyperinflation with CBDCs. It's just, is that a world do you want to live in? That's another question. And if not, and if enough people decide they don't want to live, then CBDCs might not hyperinflate, but we might go into a world situation where nobody cares if there are any CBDCs, or they don't even care if there's electricity or not. So very hard to say. At this point, my best guess is that we will continue as we are doing right now until something breaks. So I'm looking at, so 7 years, I think we might actually have a deflation within 7 years instead of hyperinflation. Unless before the CBDCs are issued, there is a loss of faith in the current government and the current currency. If there's a loss of faith in the capabilities of the current or right next administration, and CBDCs are not rolled out fully yet, we then might hyperinflate without a deflation. So that is my guess. So it's very hard to think, but I do believe something will snap within 7 years. But it might be, actually, we will still might be in the deflation area by then. But just like in physics, something in motion will tend to stay in motion. So the highest probability is that, things tomorrow will be the same as they were today, right? So if you it's a coin toss and you have a streak of heads, you tend to think that this will be tails because the probability is changing, right? But that doesn't mean that there will be another head. It can be another head for 26 in a row. So what you have to prepare is for both and all of the same time, basically. But if you are preparing for tomorrow will be the same as today with the same policies, with everything like that, and tomorrow and tomorrow and after that, up until 1 or 2 years, then some money can be made how people were making money during this inflation right now with real estate and so on. But if you don't think that, then that doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm trying to have different people from different perspectives onto the channel so you get to decide what you do, because I cannot tell you and I shouldn't tell you what you should do. But I can tell you what I'm doing, but I have different strategies that might not work for you.